You are now in the zone. With Taste Test Live. Hosted by Damian Lamar and Blue Francois.
Check. Let's begin. This is going to be wonderful. Wonderful. I'm so excited.
All right, cool. Ditto.
So, hey. Well, what's jazzing?
Was jazzing?
Are you? Okay.
What's jazzing?
What's jazzing?
That's like a new term. I like
Yeah,
that. Man.
yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
I've been saying that for a couple weeks now.
What's jazzing?
What's jazzing?
Yeah.
My name's Damian Lamar, and I'm the host of Taste Test on WJCT 89.9 FM. And in case you haven't heard of Taste Test, it is WJCT's new weekly 1 hour long music urban mix show. That's a mouthful. And it comes on air every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you miss the show, you can hear the replay on Tuesday nights. That would be tonight at 11 p.m. Also, I want to welcome back my co-host and really good friend, Mr. Blue Francois.
Woohoo! I'm here in the flesh.
Yes, it's been a minute. Hope you've been good.
Yes, I have been.
You have been?
Yes, I have been.
Okay.
I want a new nickname from now on. Call me Buddy Blue.
Ooh.
Buddy Blue. Pettiness.
You can have that.
Pettiness.
Yeah, you can have that. Pettiness. Well, I'm excited specifically about this week's guest, and I'll be introducing that guest very, very soon. But Blue, can you take a few moments to tell our first-time listeners what Taste Test Live is all about?
Of course I can. Each week on Taste Test Live podcast, we discuss the highlights and happenings of the music and entertainment. We interview local artists, singers, producers, entrepreneurs, and more. And we even may feature new music or live performances here at Taste Test Live.
Yeah, I love it. So joining us in Studio One tonight is Chris Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get an applause? Yeah. Let me take a quick moment to tell you guys, if you don't know who Chris Thomas is actually a native of Chicago. He's also a longtime resident of Jacksonville, Florida. He's a vocalist and has performed with various bands in Florida for the past 15 years. In June of 2014, he formed the Chris Thomas Band, and in order to keep bringing the highest level of quality and showmanship to his fans and audiences, he addressed that need specifically. So he's a professionally trained and competitive dancer. He combines dance, vocals, and the best musicians in North Florida to deliver unforgettable performances. Chris has a style and swagger of Sinatra. You have to see it yourself. You have to witness it. And the performance excitement of James Brown and Bruno Mars. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. We're going to talk about that in a second. But to continue, the Chris Thomas Band specifically specializes in performances of vintage Sinatra. They handle soulful Motown as well as current popular songs, customly arranged for big band by its own members. The Chris Thomas Band could be sized down from a quartet up to a 19-piece band. And all of the band members are professionally trained musicians from colleges and universities around the U.S., as well as the Army and Navy bands. So, Chris.
Yes, sir.
What a rap sheet.
Man, I hear that back. I'm like, golly.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It feels great just to listen, man.
Well,
feel like really, really blessed right now.
You are. And we're blessed to have you here at Taste Test Live.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
And speaking on behalf of all of your fans.
Thanks.
We're extremely, extremely blessed that you share your talent with us in such a lovely way.
Thank you, man.
Just smooth, man.
That's cool. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It means a lot. Means a lot. Yeah.
So, gosh, I don't know where to begin other than help me understand your process. I know you're a dancer, but then you're also a singer. Right. When did you first start singing?
Man, I think like a lot of us, just out of the womb, as long as I can remember. The moment that it really kind of comes together is at the age of 5, I lost my hearing.
Okay.
And it was a viral infection that got in there. It's the old saying, we weren't a wealthy family at all. We weren't like poor, but just my father was military out and about, and back then the medical care through the military wasn't the best. Okay. So we got in there. They got my hearing back, but I only have 50% hearing in my right ear, 70 in my left. So I'm not degenerative. But that's the way it's been since
That's
age of
amazing.
6. Yeah.
So you, since 6 years old, you've
Yeah.
literally worked around
Right.
tweaking your life around sound.
Correct. And I think that, thinking about that more and more as we get older, we start to reflect, more and more about, where does it come from? What are the origins and so on? And I think that had a huge impact because of, just remembering the moment I was in front of the TV and then there was just no sound.
Wow.
It was just gone. I mean, I remember it was Nixon.
So you were watching a presidential address.
That was it. I was sitting there watching. We had 3 channels back then. Well, we had PBS too.
Okay.
Shout out PBS. But I remember watching it, and dude, that's exactly. I just lost it, and I just freaked out. And I went and tapped my mom and just started talking. She freaked out, and then from there we went to the hospital, and that's So yeah.
was it pretty challenging for you? I mean, initially I can understand like some shock would have obviously set in for a 6-year-old to completely have this experience of not being able to hear.
Right.
But when you began singing, what was it like? Like, what were some of the things that you were telling yourself? Like, I need to be able to do this.
You know what? It was a lot of mimicking. And my parents had this very eclectic collection of music. So it was classic country, like with Farron Young and all those Hank Snow. But then there was Sinatra and Dean Martin, those 2 cats, and a lot of Dean Martin. My dad's a huge Dean Martin fan. So, but then my parents were buying pop music. So I had the Jackson 5's very first album, followed next by the Osmonds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were competing back then.
Oh, big time. So I had both of their initial, I had the vinyl. And, but then, the doo-wop stuff came in. My parents had that collection. So a lot of mimicking. So I would listen to like a lot of Dean Martin and just find my words and find a sound by trying to copy and sound like him. But then, at that age, young enough to sing along with Michael.
Yeah.
And being able to get the soul part of that too. And then because my voice was so high, my parents had a lot of the girl groups like the Shirelles and those types of groups. And so I'd sing along with those records, man. And that was kind of an everyday after school type deal. And all day Saturday on the weekends, that kind of thing, just singing along with records. That was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's how it happened. Yeah.
I love the story of different people we talk to. I mean, we talk to people week after week after week.
I bet that's really cool.
And that's a very cool story. I mean, it's interesting that you've taken something that happened negatively in your life and have turned it around in such a way that you've now been able to make this big impact musically.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
So singing, did you sing at all in high school?
No. So, my dad, our parents, right? That's where it always starts from. So, my father was a big time athlete in high school, and had college scholarships all over the country, and he turned them down. So he was football, basketball, and baseball.
Okay.
And he decided to go into the military, and totally just walk away from any future athletic. So, in having sons, I have an older brother. We were raised in sports. So really, man, from the whole time I was losing my hearing, I was listening to music and that, which was really my passion, really, really, really what I wanted to do. My father put me in sports, and it was mandatory. So there was no choice in that.
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah, so it was my older brother. So really, man, from the age of 5 until I was 16, I was a diaper dandy. So I was AAU. I traveled the country. Back then we didn't have traveling teams, so it was really AAU. So as a freshman at 14, I was playing senior AAU. So my freshman year, the seniors that I played against was like Mark Jackson, Kenny Jet Smith, Will Perdue, and these are all guys that went pro.
Wow.
Will Perdue was on the other Florida team. Man,
gosh,
a lot of cats. Yeah.
Will Perdue.
Oh yeah. So that was kind of my upbringing. So that's what I was going to do. But just life happens. And my senior year, I made some really, really bad choices while in a game. And specifically, we were playing Temple, and Temple had illegally recruited, like they all do, and they had the Dorsey brothers, and the Dorsey brothers were like second string on Reball. Reball's first string was like Keith Flowers, Chris Capers, Well, Willie Montgomery had just graduated the year before, but which were all friends of mine. But anyway, the Dorsey brothers were second string, but they wanted an opportunity to further their education, so they went to Temple. So we're playing Temple. And that night, I mean, everybody was there. The school I wanted to go to was Georgia Tech. Because it was Bobby Crimmins, and Bobby Crimmins said my idol was Nate Archibald growing up.
Yeah.
And that was my nickname in junior high school was Nate, just because I idolized him. And then Mark Price.
Okay.
Mark Price.
Yeah. The white boy savior, point guard for us. You know, he gave us guys hope. You know, I got to keep it real. It's so true.
The 3-point.
So anyway, man. So we're there, and we're just getting. And so Georgia Tech was there, Florida State, Florida, North Carolina. They're all there. And you know, it was a bad call. I lost my temper, and I hit the ref, and that was it. And career
Right at the end.
Just over.
Wow.
Yeah. So career was done. Couldn't even get Division III schools. Nothing. So it was just over. But you know, looking back, man, you know, again, just really thinking more and more about it. You know, I was doing sports for my dad. That was the only reason I was doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just, you know, probably genetically gifted because of him. But it's not what I wanted, you know. And underlining was his music always standing there.
Yeah.
And dancing was always there.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that.
Man,
yeah.
but,
So
my dad's a homophobe. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real.
Keep it real. Yeah.
And I think that freaked him out a little bit too. You know, that I had this inclination because I was taking piano lessons. You know, my mom got me into piano in the 5th grade. My dad didn't know. He found out, freaked out, and just yanked me. Said, "No, you're not doing that." So it was
it's at that time, and you know, during that time, it's not celebrating the arts or any type of arts was looked at as something that's not macho.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're gonna do this, or you know, you need to be a fireman or a police officer, or something. You know,
Don't wear
don't.
that.
Yeah, you and there's no money. There's no money in that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
So
Big
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So it was yeah. So it's
So right after high school, right after you said, you know, your athletic career was done, completely done.
Yeah.
When did the transition to becoming a professional musician happen for you?
The musician didn't happen until years later. So at 18, you know, I was just lost. So my dad, even though it's this interesting relationship we have back and forth, which, you know, a lot of us have that history, you know, it's apparent. So with my dad, you know, I was just laying around the house and I wasn't doing anything. I was bumming money from him to be able to go out and do things. And he was like, look, man, you're going out into the nightclubs all the time, because that's what I would do. I would go to the nightclubs and dance and just freestyle dance, but also very motivated by the ladies.
Of course, yeah.
So that's how we rolled. So, and I was good at it, you know. The lady part, maybe not so much, but the dancing part I was good at. So my dad said, listen, Arthur Murray's has got a ad. Why don't you go answer the ad and see, you love to dance, and why don't we just see if we can get you to do that? So that was it, man. I went down at 18, signed. Back then you had to sign a contract. And that was it. I was there with them for 5 years, got out for a year, and then went independent studios back and forth, and then went on my own in 1996.
Okay.
So from 85 to 96, franchise school, different independents, with a year off. And then in 96, Krista, my wife, we've been together 25 years now. We started A Social Affair Dance Studios. So we started them. And then we had those, owned and operated them. We built them to 4 till 2011. We sold the last one, took a year off. But in that time, 2011 was really when I started to want to get a little bit more serious about music. And so I'd messed around like 2000, 1999. You know, I'd do like a gig here, that kind of thing, but nothing real serious, man. I maybe like 5 gigs a year, maybe.
But it was really about dance at that time.
Yeah. That was my focus.
Yeah.
And so anyways, 2011, you know, I needed to, really, it was the motivation of having, you know, to increase income.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have schools anymore. And I was just doing an independent teaching thing here and there. So, yeah, man, I got more into it. I found myself a few years later getting involved in another big band that was getting started. And, you know, the cat, great musician, just not a really good leader. And a lot of us were just leaving. So a couple of people in the band had heard me, and they were like, man, listen, can we get with you? And then and they wanted to say, listen, you got something. We want to do music with you.
Yeah.
We like the big band thing. Do you want to do it? And I was like, no, I don't think I want to do that, man. That's just, And it was more about I just needed that encouragement. And so that's it. And there were 4 of us. 2 of them were military guys who, we knew that the time was limited. They were going to leave.
Yeah.
But
capitalize that moment right then.
Right, man. And they were just pumped and excited. So anyway, Sarah was a part of that group as well, Sarah Lee. And we've been together ever since. So in June, we'll celebrate 5 years together as a band. So really, man, it's getting really serious with the music. It's going to be 5 years next June. Getting really serious with it.
Really serious,
yeah. We dropped a CD, and that kind of stuff. So so it's only recent, man. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I had, we talked about this before, but my first encounter of seeing you was sort of a happenstance. So I have these real cool family members. My aunt and uncle, they live in Savannah, Georgia.
Right.
And they work a lot. They own a dental office up there. They work a lot. Emergency dental service. Okay. So they're on call, just when they're finishing dinner, someone's got a toothache and they got to run to the office and help somebody, with the pain and all this other stuff. So it could be around the clock. And they got away. They had other doctors on call that weekend. We just want to go to Jacksonville. The first thing, hey, we're in Jacksonville, Damien. Where's some live music? We need to hear some live music, And I said, well, off the top of my head, I think the Brick over in Avondale has live music tonight.
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, okay, is it a really nice place? I said, yeah, the Brick's nice. Let's go. Yeah. So we show up. Your band's playing, and she was very, very adamant about the location of where she sat. She needed to look at the band. I need to see them. I want to see. And so they're sitting in that first booth right at the front, right in front of you guys, and she's taking it in. She's nudging me under the table. You should go sing. You should sing. And in my mind, if you heard the podcast episode last week, there's a reason I don't step up to people's mics.
Right.
I'm like, no. This is his guys. This is his gig. I'm not going to do that. No. I'm going to say something to him. I think she said something.
She did. We went on break, I think, and she was like, she invited me over to the table.
God, that's right.
And then she introduced me to you.
Yeah.
And then she says, well, and then she told me about your background, and I was like, oh wow. I said, you should get up and sing one.
Yeah.
And then of course you were like, no, I don't want to do that. Want to do that. And then she was like,
I really didn't.
She's like, you need to do it or something like. I don't remember how she put it.
Yeah.
But I think it was, you opened up the next set. But dude, that was just one of those bands that was I wasn't Chris Thomas band yet.
No, it wasn't.
That was Sammy Rodriguez's.
Yeah, that's right. It sure was. Yeah.
So and Sammy was, man, a big encouragement early on, big time. But and I said, listen, this cat's gonna get up and he's gonna sing, and so let's just jam. Let's just let him get down. And I think I looked at the guy and said, man, this guy's got swag. I mean, I can feel it.
You can feel it.
Either one, I'm spot on, or number two,
dead wrong.
This is going to be awful.
Right.
It was one or the other. Right?
It's kind of like, the blind auditions of the American Idol. Like, this person comes in and look fabulous, and all of a sudden they open their mouth and you're like, what the?
Yeah. There's no key. There's nothing that there's So you got up and then just tore it up. And I think I mentioned this earlier when we were off air. I was like, yeah, we're not going to do that song. It was Let's Stay Together. I said, don't play that. No, that's done. They were all looking at me going, yeah, we know.
Well, it's funny because the goal, I never, and I have to compliment you on this because most musicians, and this is only based on my experience here in Jacksonville, most musicians don't share the microphone. I know if I'm on a gig and some person, which has happened quite more times than I can say, they'll walk up to you, they ask you to play a song that's completely not on your set list.
Correct.
Now, in your case, you have a full cachet of songs, everybody's favorite songs.
It still happens though, man. We got YMCA last night.
Wow.
No, it was Sunday night. I had a gig in Amelia Island, man, and we were there, and she came up, can y'all do YMCA? And I was like, oh, that's a great song, but we don't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a dance song.
It is.
But so it still happens.
It's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to please everyone.
Yeah, but don't you love it when they look at you and go, how do you not know that song? And you're like, no, I know the song, but they know.
We didn't rehearse it.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, but why don't you guys play it? I've just learned to accept it as you have, and just that, well, I don't have time to explain to you why right now, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we just really want to do you justice.
Yeah.
We want you to enjoy the music we play. We don't want you to go, what was that? Or they missed a few notes,
Yeah.
So it's best to play it safe and not do it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like when somebody wants to come up and ask me to do a Whitney Houston song.
What?
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Can you, Chris? Can you come on now? One time, you just do. I want to run to you one time.
Yeah. I want to. That's it. No, man. You know, there's just certain people that you should just leave alone.
Yep.
You know, just don't do them. Like a Luther song. Like a lot of times I'll get asked to do Luther.
Yeah.
Because it's. But you know, Luther it's hard for me to sing, right?
Yeah.
You know, just his where he's at range wise. But even if I was in the range, I'd be like, I'm not gonna do Luther, man.
Yeah.
I just don't. If you can nail Luther, like like Reuben, man, straight up.
Oh yeah.
No, I that's cool with me. But if you're trying to get up and do Luther, and there's not some type of, similar,
it's not Luther.
Yeah, I just would rather not.
Yeah, that's the curse of the artist. That there's a few artists that have great songs, and very, very few people can cover their songs because they're just so good.
Don't you love it though when you get a request for a wedding and that's one of their songs? You're like, oh.
I did Here and Now at a wedding.
Yes, that was the one I had to do too.
Yeah, and that's usually the wedding song. That's
exactly.
And
you just don't want to. You're like,
you cringe the whole performance, and it was not enjoyable.
No,
for them it is. They think, oh my God, that was awesome, it's great, but you're like,
no, because you just hear Luther,
right?
And then you imagine him going looking at, why you don't do my song?
not the Wings.
Yeah, he's doing the Wings, going, don't sing my song, please.
Well, this is awesome. So, going from
what's better that than this?
Exactly.
We know Luther has wings, not horns.
Not horns.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, we love Luther.
Yes,
we definitely do. So speaking of greats, like I know in your bio we talked about Bruno Mars, we talked about James Brown.
Yeah.
A lot, and we talked about obviously Sinatra.
Yeah.
When I see you, I feel like you become Mac the Knife. I mean, you become that guy, that can effortlessly just lay these songs out. People eat it up. I've seen the pictures of the house concerts where people are on the front row and they're like just melting in their seats.
Yeah.
What makes you pick this music? Obviously, you grew up listening to a lot of soul.
Right, yeah.
But why is it that you feel like you have to do some of this current stuff? What's the real reason?
The current stuff is to get the gigs, man, if I'm being real. Yeah, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
If I had it my way, and all the guys in my band would tell you this, I would do jazz all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and this is when I say this next thing, no one ever believes me. So, I'm not surprised, but like even the soul stuff, man, I do it because it's entertaining for people, and they'll hear My Girl and like the old classic Motown, but even like if we do Teddy P or or anything like that, people are like, wow, man, you got a lot of soul, wow. And I'm like, yeah, but I just I do it. That is really more about just them having that that pleasing sound, because I love soul music, but I don't feel like I do it the justice that it deserves.
Right.
I just don't. I don't know that I ever will, because it's when I listen to David Ruffin and just listen to him on his own singing, I'm like, man, I just
yeah. It's David Ruffin though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But any of that stuff, it's great, and so it's very flattering. I'm very humbled when people say, "Man, you're a great soul singer," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I love soul music. I love Mark Broussard." Ooh, yeah. I mean, Mark Broussard's one of my favorite, man. Yeah, and
you done any at your gigs?
Yeah, we do. We do his cover of Etta James's song, "Sunday Kind of Love."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I want a Sunday.
Yeah. And so his cover is just stupid.
And I haven't heard
did
that.
Want You?
Huh?
I Want You. You ever did the one? I mean, Mark Broussard. He redid. I want. He do like it's like a jazz Muddy Waters type style.
Oh, I think. He did. Dude, it's the Blood, Sweat, and Tears too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Now you got me thinking.
It's real though.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Best YouTube video I've ever seen. He's like in a high school gym.
Okay,
and he's singing it.
Yeah.
And he just, and his band. I mean, they've been together forever. It's so tight. But anyway, and now that's gonna bug me. Because I know Donny Hathaway did it too.
Yeah.
Donny Hathaway did it too.
Yeah. That's the song. I can't think of the name, but that's the song. Donny Hathaway did it.
Maybe Donny wrote it.
Oh,
probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe in the Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So, but I'm waiting for Sarah to come on here and go, it's this song.
Right. Usually, by now there's going to be somebody that's going to help us out here.
It's this one. So yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, that's interesting. So you try to stay away from soul, even though you really do it for the fans. You do it for the people who really absolutely hire you and they love you to perform.
Yeah, because they want to dance, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people. Lately, it's like people tolerate our jazz set because our jazz set, man, we're doing a lot of stuff that we love to do. Like we do a lot of Kurt Elling, and we do a lot of his, the stuff that he's put together himself with his band. And we're starting to do more and more Gregory Porter. One of our most requested songs that we do, man, is On My Way to Harlem.
Yeah.
And that's just the blessing of having an amazing horn section with Steve and Lance and Sarah. But dude, we're doing a lot of stuff like that, more current, like right now stuff that's going on. We do Pizzarelli as well, but we'll throw in Sinatra. But again, we'll do. Lance Reed just did an arrangement on Fly Me to the Moon, so we're doing his arrangement. Steve did I Only Have Eyes for You, which has got this whole kind of backbeat soulful feel to it. And then we do Jose James's version of Save Your Love for Me from Nancy Wilson, which is a whole very backbeat type feel. So it's a lot of stuff like that in the jazz set, man. And then when we come back, we'll go Motown, and then from Motown we just we put together this huge Earth, Wind and Fire collaboration. So we do a Shining Star, and we go right into Let's Groove.
Yes.
And then we'll follow up with September.
Oh yes.
So we do that Earth, Wind and Fire set, and
Classics. Then by this time they're eating out of your hand.
And so we're just people are dancing, losing their minds, but then we do the most noted thing we know is our James Brown, man. We start with Papa Got a Brand New Bag. It goes right into I Feel Good, into Sex Machine, and then we end it with Get Up Off of That Thing.
Oh yeah.
And and
why not?
Dig it. Yeah, man, people dig it. And but then we'll end the night with probably 5 to 7 different Bruno songs mixed in off his 24 Karat album.
Yeah, which is a fantastic album.
Oh, dude, insane.
I mean,
I don't know if you guys ever caught the video they were doing about the production.
No,
you got to check that out. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah. I have mad respect for Bruno Mars.
Ditto.
I really do.
Dude, you sell out the Staples Center 4 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's big. He's major.
Yeah, he did a concert at the Apollo. He was going through in Harlem and just like giving out. I was like, I'm giving out tickets. I'm going to be performing at the Apollo tonight.
He got the money to do it.
Yeah, he was just giving out tickets. They were like, what? I got a ticket to go see Bruno Mars, and he was like, I'm not sure if this is going to happen because this is like, it was like an impromptu thing.
Right, yeah.
Packed it out by just giving away tickets to people. And showed up and laid them out on stage, man. And so anybody that takes his music and can cover it so well like you do, and I've heard you do.
Oh, thanks, man.
Commend you.
It's tough, man. He's got that range, man. He does. Up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it's tough for me.
Down. Yeah. It's more. I mean, it's more suitable for your range. For me, I'm down here baritone bass, and it's. Sometimes
but you nail it, man.
Well,
you do,
thanks, man. The band sometimes will look at me and go, "Yeah, let's don't do that one. You don't. You do not sound good on that." I'm like, "Thank you." That's why I love my band, man. And,
they'll be honest with you.
Oh, they keep me real, man, all the time, dude. I'm really blessed to have these cats. They just look at some look at you and go, "No." And some of the people are like, "Yeah, don't." Everybody's different, but it's a tight group, man.
All right, so let's play a game. Let's play a game real quick.
Word.
We're gonna call this one Dream Collabo.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Oh,
yeah.
I like it the way this sounds.
I'm gonna pick a genre.
Okay.
And you're gonna tell me what collaboration you would love to perform with.
Oh, digging it.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Jazz.
Sammy Davis Jr., man.
Why?
Same energy. So we would totally kill a show together with our energy and our dancing. The only thing is that he's a multi-musician, so drums and all that kind of, so that kind of kills me there. But I'm a better comic than he was, even though he was funny. I just think that we could do a whole play on the Ebony Ivory thing, and we would just and imitate each other.
Yes.
That kind of cool. So that's it. I mean, out of the Rat Pack, that's the one I connect with the most. So it'd be Sammy Davis.
Sammy Davis.
Yeah. And don't get me Kurt. I mean, Kurt I got to meet a few years ago and actually have dinner with, man.
Really?
And yeah. It was one
Tell us about it.
So it was one of my students who dance runs the Beaches Fine Arts, Kathy Wallace. So she runs that, and I'd already been teaching for like 4 years, and I'd always say, like, you know what? One of these times you need to bring Kurt. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Oh, Chris, whatever." So one day she walked into the studio for a lesson. She goes, I need to tell you something. She just got me so good because she had this like really like sad face, and I thought, oh Lord, she's gonna quit or something. She looks at me and she goes, I got Kurt Elling. And I was like, say that again. She says, I got Kurt Elling. I booked him. He's coming. I said, you're kidding. She goes, no. So I lost it. So
I lost it.
And that was enough for me. So she's like, you know, I got you tickets. You're all set up. You'll get to see the show. I wind up sitting in the same row with Kenny Seabrook and Akia. We're all sitting there. I was like, what's up? Anyway, so then we get to the end of the show. I go up and say, thank you so much, Kathy. She goes, oh, it's not over. There's 10 of us that are going to dinner with Kurt, and you're one of them.
Wow.
So it was J.B. Scott and Lisa Kelly, Kathy, myself, some other people. I can't remember them right now, but I got to sit right across from him, man, and just talk to him and listen to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had moments like that, man, where you're sitting with people that you've idolized, and now they're actually having this conversation with you. And dude, one of the most down to earth, coolest cats I've ever met, man. I mean, he's just. But I was telling my staff the other day, it's like one of the biggest pieces of advice I pulled from that evening was, it's like, even at his level, he says, you know what, man, you got to hustle. You got to always be hustling.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yep.
And then when you look at what he does now, boom. You know,
now you see.
Yeah, he's gone. I mean, he's out all the time. So anyway, so that was a really, really cool moment. So Kurt's second.
Kurt
Sammy,
second. So Sammy, if jazz would be Sammy and then Kurt Elling.
Yeah, I got to throw him in there.
And if we did Motown,
Motown,
Dream
man.
collabo.
Smokey Robinson.
Good one.
Okay.
I think the harmonies would be fierce.
Ooh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You
I could
know.
just actually see that. I'm literally like
That's a good one.
visualizing that the whole show.
Yeah, I mean, you know, every miracle song, kind of, you know, kind of dig it. Yeah.
So, do you listen to a lot of R&B?
I do.
So, if you had an R&B artist, and it doesn't have to be modern or current, like who would you do a dream collaboration with?
Man, I mean, there's a lot of cats, man. Of course, I enjoy John Legend. Most of us do. I like John Legend. Man, who do I find myself really falling into listening to a lot?
You can see yourself on stage with him, though.
Nah, we'd have to scratch John. I just don't know that.
You put him on keys. Put him on keys.
I mean, he's on keys and that and the other, man. I don't know. You know, I guess I could sit on a stool near. I don't know, man. That's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. John's like, hey man, come sing a song. I'll be like, yeah, I'm right there. Man, I'm trying to think of who else. R&B wise, man. I mean, dude, I was like, you know, 80s R&B. I mean, I was a Ready for the World kind of cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Those guys, you know,
They got down.
Yeah, man. Oh gosh. And New Edition, man. I saw every New Edition concert that ever came to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I saw when New Edition toured, their very first tour, they were an opening act. Guess who? Rick James.
Wow. They opened for Rick James. What a pairing. Like
it did not go together, man.
No.
I can see, yeah.
But you didn't connect with it till Rick came out and did the whole, that's when he would do the whole champagne bottle on the girl that they pulled out of the audience, you know, and then throw her on the ground and, you know, and crazy.
Craziness.
But dude, I mean, New Edition, Ready for the World. But man, if there was a singular artist, man, God, dog, with R&B, man,
that's tough.
It is, man.
So we could skip that.
Yeah, we were. You know, you were playing Al B. Shore earlier, man.
I was.
Remember Al B. Shore? I love Al B. Shore.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved what's his name? Stevie B.
Yes.
Remember Stevie?
Yeah, I used to. Okay, funny story.
Okay.
When Spring Love came out,
Right.
I had a mad crush, and she became my girlfriend.
Okay.
Charisse Perrier, if you're listening. She was on the junior varsity basketball team. Okay. I was in band. This was like my first or second year in band. I'm in junior high school.
Right.
And every day I would have to walk home from school because I didn't live that far away from school. So I'm walking, and here I am with this giant, you know, tenor saxophone case on my head and books like, you know, deep. And I'm like, you know, walking down the sidewalk. I would finally get home, start doing my homework, and about 4:30, I would call the station. This is when you can call the radio station and beg them, please. And they knew, because after a while, they knew who I was, and they would answer, and they would like sometimes, come on, man, she's not listening right now. I'm like, but she is. She's listening. She's on the school bus right now coming from basketball practice. I know she's listening. Play Spring Love for me. I mean, I would ask them every day,
dude,
and they would play it for me. Sometimes they would beat me to the punch.
Right.
He's gonna be calling soon, so let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Let's just play it. They knew it.
That's
it was
great.
95.1 WAPE. Those guys back in the late 80s, early
Before
90s.
Bubba Love Sponge?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was everything for me. It was
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
Spring Love, man.
Lisa and the Cult Jam, man.
Mm-hmm.
That
Lisa,
was
that's
dude.
cool.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
I'm playing the Jets, a classic song by the Jets.
oh really?
On the show Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and a little Steely Dan.
Oh, there we go. Wow,
Yeah.
that's quite a
Yeah.
mix.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
can dig that. I can dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'll just email you when I can really think of R&B because it's probably the biggest.
Yeah,
influence.
this was a
Yeah.
game anyway. It was
Yeah, it was
impromptu.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, so if
Yep.
you had to do you do big band, obviously a big band tune. What's a major artist that you know you want to, if they ever came through and you like had an opportunity to perform with them, big band style? Who would it be?
Oh, and probably a lot of people, the purists, won't like this response, but I just have mad respect for this cat, man, Michael Bublé.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah,
I saw him
mean,
in concert in Jacksonville some years ago.
Yeah, I haven't missed one yet.
yeah.
Every time he's come through, and this time he's not coming to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So
I
gotta
heard
go.
he was retiring too.
It's the rumor, man. You know, he's denying all that.
Okay.
But I mean, we'll see. You know, I mean, dude. I mean, this album again. I mean, he just got his star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
This album he
He
dropped.
wouldn't be wise for him to retire right now.
No, I mean, I don't see it, man. He's what 48, I think 47.
I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah, man. The cat's been relevant since 2099.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I just have mad respect for him to do that genre. I mean, you're selling out Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes to UK and Ireland. I mean, he is a god there.
Yeah.
I mean, when we got to tour there, you know, our band to promote our CD, C 2017. So we did our tour of London, and when we got over there, we got to play Ronnie Scott's, we played Pizza Express, and I mean, you just have to see it. Bublé is a god there. He's a god.
Wow.
Yeah, and you won't know it until you get there. Australia's the same way. He's
It's kind of like how you are here in Jacksonville. I'm curious to know what people think of you in Chicago, back at home for you. What's it like when you go back?
You know, it's nothing. There's zero. You know,
Really?
that's
Have you ever done any gigs? Have you taken your band and done gigs there in Chicago?
And, we got really close, man. After we came back off tour for London, when you go off tour and you get back, you got momentum. So
Yeah.
we started working on momentum. But we've only recently signed. We signed with East Coast Entertainment recently. It's brand new, and so before then, we were self-funded. No representation, no nothing, and
Yeah.
you know how that is too.
Yeah.
So
It's hard.
So for between Sarah and I, man, it's just, and this also, just massive emails, reaching out to people, hustling. So we got a couple bites in Illinois and or in Chicago, and Kimberly Gordon through Facebook became a really, really good friend. And Kimberly Gordon is somewhat like, she's very iconic in the Chicago jazz scene. Right. And so she had some pull. She said, well, listen, I'm going to set you up and let's see if you can't get on this. And it just didn't play out, man. But I'm blessed to have a lot of good friends that are in the scene there. Dakota Horvath, Paul Marinaro, Kimberly Gordon again. So,
Yeah.
So man, it would be a dream to go back home and be able to do a show and, have people come out, man. Are you kidding? That would be killing.
I can see that happen. I would actually like to go.
The Green Mill.
Yeah.
That's the dream, man.
Oh.
The Green Mill.
You vocalized it. It's going to happen now.
Yeah. Throw it out
You
to
already
the
put it out
universe,
there.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So let's take a quick moment. Before we close out, I want you to talk a little bit more about your life in dance.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we put a lot of attention on you performing and your love for music. Obviously, dance is a huge part of your life.
Yeah.
What's a day in the life of Chris Thomas?
Well, I get every day's at 5 o'clock. I'm up at 5 a.m. And I do that so I can have some just quiet time. So, my day starts with something cold and then I meditate. So if it's, most of the time I'll jump in a cold shower. And at that point, I go into gratefulness, man.
Wow.
Just being grateful for waking up.
Gratitude is
Yeah.
great to start the day with.
Absolutely.
Gratitude.
Where gratefulness is, there is no fear. And, that's a big component of mine, preaching it and teaching that. So then something cold, and then I just go into, meditating till about 5:45. And then, but no social media, no nothing, no phone, zero.
Yeah.
And that's been
Just you time.
it's been the hardest habit to break, but it's been beneficial over these last couple of years. So that, and then by that time, I'm nudging my oldest. My oldest at home, because I have the other one off in college, but to get her up and get her ready, because I choose to take her to school, so I can have some downtime with her and check in, and be that, and then come back and I get the other two, because they go to the same school right now, and I take them in as well. Then from there I go right to the gym, work out, and then when I get done working out, I'll come home, check my emails, do that kind of stuff, head to the studio and just start teaching and coaching, and until probably, it just depends on when a gig might be.
Yeah.
So normally I'm knocking off by 6 o'clock from the studio, and I'm either headed home, and doing family time and homework and all the things that dads do and should do, or I'm headed to a gig and performing and doing that kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah.
Beautiful.
That's pretty
A
much how it
full
works, man.
life.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think
It
so.
sounds very interesting. I can implement some of those habits in my life right now.
Wow. Yeah. As you said, speak it into being.
Speak it into being. I believe that
Yeah,
that we have a lot of power in this tongue.
We do.
We really do.
We
Yeah.
really do. Not enough people. Yeah, I don't think we take that seriously enough. The most successful people I know are the most self-aware. That is the commonality they share. They are so self-aware, and they understand subconscious brain and the conscious brain, and they get that, and they've mastered, for the most part, how to work that aspect of the brain, and so and
positivity for me, I think is key, because especially if you have the ability to speak something into existence.
Yeah,
I've had situations recently for me just talking about a person because I didn't like them. Something bad happened to them, and I felt really bad. And I'm like, well, I shouldn't really be talking about this person negatively.
Yeah, right.
So it kind of helps curtail your speech.
It does. It's I was reading something this morning just about, the neural pathways in our brain and how we can absolutely affect that. But we just don't take the time to understand. It's very, very difficult to do, but it's actually, at the same time, it's so simple.
Yeah.
But it's just the commitment that you're going to make to change that. It's like, we know that, your taste buds change, but you can affect your brainwaves by what you put into it, man. So it's, anyway, so it's not to go too deep and jump off the cliff there,
this is
but
good.
Quick question.
Yep.
I think I heard you. Do you ever play at Ragtime?
No, that's the only venue I've never played.
Yeah. What about the Flying Iguana?
Nope, never played there either.
Just I think I may have just seen you at because I've seen you at I know I go to the Brick. I've seen you there for sure, but I was wondering. But anyway, the reason why I was asking about that, with the music scene here in Jacksonville, do you feel like that your band is like making noise and making room to create that live music culture here, that like kind of strengthen it here?
That's a great question, man. I think we contribute. I think we definitely do. But I think the thing that we do on the heels of what we were just talking about is from day one we've made a commitment. So it is that way, that we're going to do nothing but embrace other artists. We're going to do nothing but send positivity their way. We're going to do nothing but create opportunities as much as we can for them. Either one, to play with us, or to be able to be involved in other ventures that we're part of. We haven't really created an opportunity to collaborate yet, but I think it's really, really important to be able to establish that in Jacksonville. Because, here's the thing that, people will do. People that are not in the scene will talk about the scene. And for people who are in the scene, it's not even frustrating anymore, man. You just kind of look at them and smile and go, all right, man.
Yeah.
Because you know at that point that they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, my favorite band is the band Be Easy, Solo and Thomas, right?
Yeah.
So anytime that I have, and my second favorite band is Janetta with Ramona.
Oh yeah.
And
that's pretty cool.
But there are a lot of fantastic bands, man. I just love and go and listening to, and have had a blessing to play with. But if I have downtime, man, and the wife is down to go, if she wants to, because sometimes she don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, man, and listen to them. Whether Solo and Aaron are just doing a duo act, or whether it's Be Easy in full effect. I'm gonna go. Solos. Solos on another level, man.
Yeah, I love his evolution. I gotta get him. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all of it.
Yeah.
The lyrics, the music, his skill. I mean, this guy could be a session player in LA for anybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know what an amazing guitarist he is, man. They just don't know until they're present with it. But to just let him play, it's crazy, man.
Wow.
So no, man. I'm all about supporting each other. You know, I mean, Groove Coalition, man. I mean, you know, all I've got is videos, so I got to be honest about that. But I need to catch a live act.
Yeah.
You know, and so.
Well, it's interesting because like the majority of the times you're out performing.
Yeah, so
Saying
you know.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same with me. You know, if I was doing the live music thing, then I would have an opportunity to get out and see see you as much.
Yeah.
So
with y'all band being so versatile and play, be able to tap, like y'all can tap into, like some people can, you give them a song they play, but y'all can tap into different genres and nail it. Because I know you mentioned before, why wouldn't you be so? I mean, do you plan on being aggressive about y'all creating your own music, recording, writing,
again,
and doing y'all own thing?
Right, another great question, man. And Larry Wilson produced our first album, right?
Oh, Larry's amazing. He's a beast.
Did he come over? Well, he couldn't have. So he was down at the Hyatt the day that I saw you in Hemi. So he heard us doing sound
That's
check.
where I know you from, because I used to take Larry to the. Yeah, I remember now. You know you from now.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I remember that.
He would so he came up because he was down at the Hyatt, and he like rolled up and he's like, what's up? So he and I had about 5 minutes to chat, and I said, man, listen, I just want to get some time with you because I'm just trying to figure this thing out. You know, I mean, how do we take what we do and make it a sound? Because
He'll be a good producer for you.
yeah, I mean,
he can do it. Without a doubt, he can.
So he's just, man, and we talk a little bit online here and there, but things in the ATL firm right now are blowing up, but I'm really happy for him because, as you know, man, it was it's scary when you take a move like that. You've done it,
Especially
you've done
taking
it.
family.
Yep.
And so it was scary, but now it's starting to really crank for him. But yeah, man, I'm just I need to get with people like that to figure out how do we take the swing and we take the soul and how do we
merge them
I
together.
don't think nobody really doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Doing that. Swing
So and I
soul?
think with Larry, if he were to produce this project,
if we could get him again,
he does not compromise on the integrity of the artist.
Correct.
He has a way to bring that out.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear what that would sound like.
Yeah.
I think it'll be amazing.
And he know how to play swing jazz, and he went to DA.
Yeah.
So he can tap into both.
Yeah, man, he played drums for us for a little while.
I remember, I remember.
Then that opportunity came in Atlanta, and it's like, man, you got to go, bro. But
I remember now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So figuring that out, man. Just trying to figure it out because we've got original songs. We have them, and so we were talking. Because a lot of people are like, next CD, when are you doing it? So we have a big concert that we're producing in February, for Valentine's Day.
Out of here.
And after that concert, that's we're gonna get into the studio and get serious about the original songs, and we'll still do some of the covers because people are entertained by the covers we do because we take the time to make them different,
right?
Get people off guard, and then like, oh hey, that's that's Thong Song.
Is he doing Cisco?
Is that for real?
Right.
No. Okay, yeah. So stuff like that.
You get mad respect. Respect.
We gotta keep doing.
Can Damien be featured on the album?
Oh, dude, if he'll do it.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All you have to do is ask.
You know what we got to do? What would be really, really cool is to do a classic two-male duet, a classic, but again, recreate it the way we do.
Yeah.
With a totally different
I would be
feel,
down.
man.
You let me know.
I have this. So we do a mashup of Marley and JT, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So we took That Girl, right? And we mashed it up into Marley's the most famous. Now I can't think of it. We haven't done it in a while. One of his major. Anyway, so we have a whole reggae song we do with that, right? So I thought that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
To do a duet like that,
Yeah.
but us to do, but maybe not a whole reggae thing. Maybe it's like R&B up
mashup.
front, and then it's. And
Yeah.
then people are like, they're in a reggae feel.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of, develop into that. Anyway, so
I'm excited already.
Dude, it would be
and
cool.
we haven't even started.
No, man. Dude, I've thought about that too. Wouldn't it be great to find some of the money that's in Jacksonville to put behind a CD? Taking advantage of the we've just been really, really blessed as a band to get the attention that we get locally, but to take something with that and take local artists like yourself, like a Ramona, like an Aaron, a Solo, Armenia, right, Soulshine, these different artists that are local, and get together and do a whole album,
man.
You know, just to be able to.
That's on my bucket list.
You know what I mean?
It is.
And a local, and maybe proceeds can go to
and now that I know you're interested and that you brought it up, we got to do it.
Yeah,
we have to.
But let it be. You know, let's let we all got to make the money back on the production, that and the other, whatever, and make sure that each one of the artists get a little something. But let's dedicate whatever percentage of the proceeds to whatever charity that we can all agree upon that we want to throw money to, that's local.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. So
I love that.
Man.
I love that.
That would be right on.
Yeah.
All right, man.
This has been one of the most interesting videos. I love the fact that you're a storyteller.
Thanks,
I
man.
never really knew that about you. So I appreciate you taking
I'll
out
make
time.
you cry, man. No. I will make you cry.
Not today, though.
No, I'm just
okay. I'm like,
trying to
not
get the
today.
chakra aligned before we started.
Yeah, I had to do some bouncing, some crazy stuff.
Good. I get it.
Sometimes people like to put that crazy stuff on you, and you have to dance it off.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
So your point earlier when we were off air, man, so straight up. So, the dancing allows that stuff not just to get off me, man.
Got to do it.
Yeah, you have to. Yep. Got to do it.
You can't carry that with you.
Yeah.
And performing, as a performing artist,
right,
we don't need that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. People are counting on us to bring that experience.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, this is so
So
true.
take a quick moment and tell people how we can find you. All of our new Taste Test listeners, everybody that's listening and that don't know who Chris Thomas is, how can they find you?
ChrisThomasBand.com. So there's our website, and then Facebook and Instagram, social media, Twitter. We're on all of them. So just the Chris Thomas Band, and that's the easiest way to find us. All the information's there.
Excellent.
And so they can just reach out and tap us on the shoulders and let us know what they need.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I looked at your website. I have to say it's complete. And listen, this guy's got some dates for you. He's got some dates well into 2019.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Yeah.
You have no excuse. If you're listening right now, you have no excuse to miss Chris Thomas. You have none. Just get out. Go experience one of his live shows. As a matter of fact, on Wednesday, when this airs, you'll be performing at Sweet Pete's, right?
Yeah, man. The
reopening of Sweet Pete's.
I was just like, man, I was like, wow. So we'll be on the porch like the old days.
MOG.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I had a skirt steak sandwich yesterday.
And
it was amazing. It was probably and me, Autumn and I walked over and they have these buy one get one free lunch coupons. If you get a sandwich, you can get a BOGO deal.
Oh, whoa.
The food's outstanding.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Yeah, the guy that was the chef at Mother's for a short time while they were open, we got to know him there, and I saw that he's their head chef there now.
Nice.
And I don't know why I can't think of his name, and I feel bad because if he's listening, he's gonna be like, "Dude,
he's
really?"
throwing down over there."
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it, man. His food was ridiculous there. So
yeah,
but yeah, man. And case for your West Palm Beach listeners, can I give them a shout out?
Absolutely.
So December 20th, we'll be down in your hood with our full big band at the Clematis. It's called the Clematis Evening. So it's a huge event. We did it last year, and they booked us back, and so we'll be down there for your guys' Christmas celebration. So if any of you West Palm Beach people want to come out and see the full big band in effect,
do it.
We'll be there. 6 to 9, free event.
Awesome.
Fill it up. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for your time, man. Chris. This has been fun. Wow, Blue. Do you want to do? Are we going to do put this in your mouth, Chris? Do you want to be part of the next segment?
Yeah, man, that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have that much to discuss.
Yeah, it's not that much. Yeah, it's not that much. Put this in your mouth.
Yeah.
Featuring Blue, Chris Thomas. I'm playing. No,
we haven't done this segment in a while, and for those of you guys who are listening, this particular segment is our way of really talking about music digestion. I don't call it discussion because when you taste something, you have to digest it. You got to swallow it. Think about it a little bit. Go, oh, okay. Oh, that's good. And you feel good. So once you put this in your mouth, the first topic of discussion is
Hugh Jackman is planning an original music for his new world tour. Hugh Jackman is one of my favorite actors. I'm a big Wolverine fan. So
as I
And he has this movie where it's like him being in this circus, so they decided to make it a musical.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
going on a world tour. So he's going to be, he's actually singing. Like his role is actually
He's
singing.
a phenomenal performer,
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
way.
He's in-
If you
yeah.
haven't heard Hugh Jackman sing,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you would
No,
be surprised.
I took
Very
the
different.
Greatest Showman. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
me?
Yeah.
that's it.
My wife and daughter saw that thing 4 times in the first
Yeah.
week.
I saw. Oh, in the first week. Okay.
4 times
Yeah.
in a row, 4 days.
It's a great show.
That was like $120, $150 in a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
I love y'all though. Anyway, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, and I saw it one time with him. But
Yeah.
dude, I was blown away by that.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad.
he's
I'm
gonna
glad to hear
be-
that. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Good.
doing that.
I didn't know that.
It's gonna be like he's gonna be going literally all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Doing like I think it's like 10 shows, probably per country.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
It'll
he's
sell
doing
out.
some.
It'll sell
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, Mark Broussard, I love you more than you know.
Yes.
More than you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Good segue back
Yes,
into
yeah.
that.
Yes.
Mark Broussard. I love you more than you can know. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
The next thing, they doing Mama the new. Are you familiar with Mamma Mia?
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
I saw it in New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah, they are doing a film. I mean, they're doing a movie based around Prince's music, Mamma Mia style.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're gonna have the dressing up,
Yeah.
like the Mamma Mia dressing up and all the but they're gonna do it based on Prince songs.
Whoa.
Interesting.
That's
Who's
gonna be kinda-
did they have listed who's producing that? Who's the mind? The mind.
Universal. Well, they said Universal acquired the rights to some of the artist's most popular songs for the fictional musical in the style of the ABBA hit franchise, and Universal Pictures is going to be doing the movie. Wow, yeah.
Dude.
That could be interesting.
That's gonna be
Prince is
major.
living on. I mean, a couple weeks back, I didn't even know Blue attended this concert, but
Yeah.
the Jacksonville Rock Symphony Orchestra performed his music, and it was the first time I heard Prince music performed by a symphony. It was really awesome, and the entire set was curated by Questlove from the Roots. So he went to the archives.
Amazing show.
He picked like some real unheard tracks, and he also picked some current ones. I felt like Prince's spirit was in the Florida Theater that night. It was amazing.
All right, I'm gonna blow you all's mind real quick.
Yeah, blow it.
Like 1984, 85. I saw Prince at the Veterans Coliseum. That was the show that the city shut down.
Wow.
So, his remember his big hit song International Lover?
Yeah.
So part of the show is that, I forget the song that prefaced it, but all of a sudden it was just boom, lights went out, right? And this was back in the day that it didn't matter what ticket you bought. The whole floor was open.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. So when you came in, you hit the concrete and you ran to the front of the stage,
That's your
and then
spot.
you were cramped, and that was your spot.
That's it. You better not move.
And then when the lights went out, right? So the lights would be up. They'd have all the background music playing, what was current. And then the minute the lights went out, before the show would start, it was straight up weed everywhere. You would just go,
oh wow,
just weed, smelling weed.
Yeah.
And then here comes the wild turkey and all the booze being passed down. Anyway, so to my kids at home, never do that. But anyway, so we're there. So we get to the end of the show. Anyway, so the lights go out, boom, and we're all like, freaking out. And it's got to be at least, feels like forever, but it's probably like 2 or 3 minutes. Nothing. And then we were right up front so we could see, there was movement on the stage.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it gets, and a singular light bulb all of a sudden goes on. It goes, ting, and it's red. And then rises up underneath it is a brass bed.
Wow.
In the bed is Prince. And then he is singing International Lover, acting as if he's making love.
Yeah.
So he's probably 30 seconds into the song, and all of a sudden, boom, power goes off. We're all thinking, it's going to be something cool again. And then over the intercom, ladies and gentlemen, please exit. This show is now over. And that was it. So if you go back and you look at the time that show hit, it was years and years and years and years. Prince was still relevant. Prince was putting out albums. He was still iconic, doing all those things. He would never come to Jacksonville until the musicology tour. Right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, musicology.
Which is for way later in his career.
yeah,
Way later.
where he was in the pit and did the surround.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time he came back, man.
Wow. They didn't even let him, they pick
Cut him
another
off
song,
mid-song.
just done.
They cut all the power. Everything was off. Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
It's funny, like I heard about that, but not in detail like that.
No, man, we were being Chrissy Fosnot. That was my date that night.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, and we were just was mind blown. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. So I had to throw a little.
I love a good story.
Jacksonville
I love
music
it.
knowledge on you.
So that was it for this week. For put this in your mouth.
Yeah.
That was it.
Gosh, this is gone. Okay, so listen, guys. If you Blue, take us out.
If you like what you heard today with our show, this exclusive show with Chris Thomas, please follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Taste Test Radio. We also have a website, www.tastetest.live. There you can find all of our old episodes featuring some past guests. Taste Test Live is also a fully syndicated podcast and is on podcast services such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, CastBox, and more. And hopefully iTunes Radio. Wait, iHeartRadio. To my iTunes Radio.
I'm working on something where I don't have to deal with the little people. I'm going to start at the top. There's an overture just being made right now, so pretty soon we're doing big things.
Put that energy for you guys watching at home, man. Put
iHeartRadio, we coming.
Put it out there.
Yeah, thanks.
Get these guys on there.
And if you really like what you heard, also leave us a review. If you're listening on iHeart, if you're listening on Apple Music, you're listening on iTunes, Google, make it 5 stars. Write us, tell us how you like the show. That's our show this week. And I do have one last plug that I have to do myself.
Yeah.
Most people don't know this, but on December 16th, right here at WJCT, treat yourself and others to a jazz brunch in Studio A, and it's before the last Jags game of the home season. So it'll be a very tasty, eclectic brunch menu created by celebrity chef Cartel. He's made some food for P. Diddy and a few other people. You'll quench your pregame thirst with a mimosa fountain, and you can select your own libations at the bar if you don't like mimosas. And to top it off, Jaguars Jazz, a new group featuring saxophonist Tracy Morris.
Tracy.
Yeah. Tracy was a guest a couple weeks ago. We sat and learned a whole lot about Morris Music Academy. But he'll be back on the 16th of December for Jagsby. Remember that. So tickets are available at 904tix.com. And if you search Jazz Brunch, you'll see it there. Tickets are $25. There's some VIP packages. There's group seating. There's also, if you're a season ticket holder, you can even get a ticket at a discount. So, we want you to come out and eat some good food, listen to some live jazz, and pregame. Yeah. So this podcast was produced, edited, and recorded courtesy of yours truly. And this episode of Taste Test Live has been sponsored in part by our good friends at WJCT, who's a leader in public broadcasting in Northeast Florida. And in order to keep great music shows and the awesome programming at WJCT 89.9 FM, would you please consider making a pledge or making a donation? And more information can be found at wjct.org/radio. Thank you again, Chris Thomas, for spending this hour with us. It's been wonderful. Time flew. Great conversation.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much, man.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
All right, Blue. Any last words, Blue?
The next show we're gonna, for the holidays, we have to do a giveaway. I want to give away.
Oh, you're in the giving spirit.
Yes, I want to give away a free 1-hour photo session with greatness. Me, I'm just playing.
Yeah. No, you are a phenomenal
I'm gonna take
photographer.
Pictures in the spirit of Prince.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that.
So this person's gonna get a free photo shoot.
Yes, 1 hour.
And it
with
would
me.
be in the spirit of Prince.
So I will be wearing purple.
Oh, nice. He's laughing. I don't know how serious to take him right now.
No, but I am
you're serious about the photo shoot.
Yeah, so the next we're gonna figure out a way how they can win it, but they have to listen in.
Okay.
So
next week we're gonna spend a little time talking about this contest, and you might get this package for Christmas.
We might have something where we're gonna incorporate where we do go live, and then maybe we'll figure it out.
Okay.
But a 1 hour holiday photo session by Blue Francois. Curated by Damian Lamar.
Yeah, I'll be playing music in the background.
Play the music background.